So the way I got introduced to Mr. Josh's culinary expertise here was in college when we lived together. Though you used to make me, I would be hungry, and all we were scrounging. We were college students. But anyways, if that was gone, I would make ramen, and I would make really sad ramen.
Yeah.
And one night, Josh is drunk, and he's just like, "Want me to?"
I was just that night though.
Responsibly.
He's like, "Yeah, you used to case race yourself in your room, but you
wait, yeah, that's a good story.
Never lost.
never lost."
Nobody would want to be play when I played. You guys, the other guys started
like a Wednesday night.
Yeah, no. Well, no, they do it, but they would do it at their own pace, and I would just come in and be like,
time out.
12 beers.
In Josh's defense and my defense as someone who's calling out, back when we were younger, you would start drinking pops in college at closer to midnight, 10 o'clock, right? You leave and go to bars at midnight. Josh was ready to go at 7 o'clock.
That's true. You would start early. Yeah.
It was one of those things where he was ready. He was ready to roll.
Before the rest of us.
I would go to bed at like 1 or 2. You guys are out to like 3, 4, 5.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So
you offered to make me one night. You were very drunk from a case race against yourself,
which he won.
And you
put that out, which he won.
You offered to make me ramen, and I swear it was like to this day probably one of my top 5 culinary experiences. Like you have to understand in the mind of a probably slightly inebriated, hungry college student who has no money. When somebody brings you a bowl of hot ramen, even though it's, packet ramen, but he put seasonings in there, extra seasoning, you put Parmesan cheese in there. It was like, I don't know where you came with these ingredients. You just had stuff like in your room.
I learned to cook.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
That's how I learned to cook. Was just whatever's here. Like, cause I never went grocery shop. We never had money. So like, this pepper's going to go bad. We better figure out what to use it.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to cook. So when we were in college, it was fantastic. It was all cupboard shit.
Yeah.
Like, what can I mix together?
What is shelf stable that I can just dude, it was I'm not even joking. You convinced me to put like cheese in like broth.
I remember
that day. Like I still do that now with different soups. Like I put like cheese. Yeah.
That's like the whole basis of this like concept for me in my head is I'm not classically trained or trained really in any fashion whatsoever. But I understand the balances of stuff. I think I do. I have my own like.
Well, I mean, this is pretty proof. We ate almost the entire tub of.
I'm not done with it yet.
Yeah,
wings were delicious too.